What's up, Fan Nation? How you doing today? Today we're going to go ahead and cover the first official day of training camp, which happened yesterday, even though it was the day for them to come in and accommodate themselves. But already some Dolphin roster moves already happened. Roster moves as of yesterday. The Dolphins have placed Leland Eichenberg and tight end Darren Waller on the PUP, physically unable to perform list, as well as safety Ifeatu Malifalu on the non-football injury list. I'm worried about Ifeatu Malifalu because he's been injury prone ever since he was at Detroit. And I'm also worried and not worried about Leland Eichenberg because he's always been injury prone. Darren Waller, not so much. I believe Darren Waller's just trying to get back into football shape because he was retired and wasn't doing football activities. So that's what I believe. But those are your first Miami Dolphins roster moves of training camp. I'm going to go ahead and read to you an article from the Sun Sentinel from David Furones in regards to this. Plus, the Dolphins also signed offensive lineman Daniel Brunskill and waived quarterback Brett Gabbert, brother of the other Gabbert. His first name does not come to mind right now to me. But those are your roster moves. I'm going to give you more information. Thanks to David Furones of the Sun Sentinel for writing the article. And then we're going to go ahead and listen to some interviews after that. Leland Eichenberg looks exhausted in this picture that David Furones put in front of this article. But that's neither here nor there. If you want, you'll see it in the video. You'll see the picture in the video. Player report day. At the start of every NFL training camp is often the day where certain injuries are revealed. A few key Miami Dolphin players will be sidelined at the start of camp and Wednesday's first practice, the team announced Tuesday. Offensive lineman Leland Eichenberg and new tight end Darren Waller were placed on the physically unable to perform list. Meanwhile, new safety Ifeatu Malifalu landed on the non-football injury list. The nature of the extent of these injuries is unknown, as teams aren't required to declare such details before the start of the regular season. Waller is coming out of retirement to join the Dolphins after a trade from the New York Giants, who held his rights and even held an introductory press conference earlier Tuesday. The situation could be as simple as returning to football shape before taking the practice field. Eichenberg, a starter at guard last season, offensive line, resigned with the Dolphins this offseason, but figures to be slated for backup duties after Miami acquired free agent James Daniels and traded up in the second round to draft rookie Jonas Mayanaya. Ifeatu Malifalu came over to the Dolphins as a free agent after starting his career with the Detroit Lions. Both Eichenberg and Ifeatu Malifalu were seen participating in organized team activities and mandatory minicamp more than a month ago. With Eichenberg now sidelined, the Dolphins signed veteran offensive lineman Daniel Brunskill on Tuesday while waiving quarterback Brett Gabbert. Brunskill, 31, has appeared in 92 NFL games in 6 seasons and has started 66 games mostly at right guard. Brunskill was with the San Francisco 49ers from 2019 to 2022, spending 3 of those seasons with the Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel when he was either offensive coordinator or running game coordinator in San Francisco. Gabbert was with the Dolphins as an undrafted rookie out of Miami of Ohio and is a younger brother of former Jacksonville Jaguars first-round pick Blaine Gabbert. There you go, the name. He wrote the name, so now I can remember. So those are the details of the roster moves on the first day. Now we're going to go ahead and listen to Darren Waller's introductory press conference, and you guys will see it in the video.
You just kind of tell us that you wanted to play for the Dolphins, like from your perspective, how it all came together to come here.
Yeah, it was the timing of that was really strange. I got this. I heard this phone called a light phone last February, so I'm not really hip to anything that really goes on the internet anymore. So it was like the timing of that happened to be when I called him and was like, hey, I'm reaching this point in just my life journey where I feel like it'd be something that I want to do to come back to football. And this is a place where, you know, I'd want to do it. I was content in my retirement, but I also felt like this was an opportunity for me to, you know, if this is my last chapter playing football, to close it in a way that's different than I did before, and one that allows me to tap into the joy of why I started doing it in the first place. So, yeah, Drew helped orchestrate that. He's the best in the business, and I'm just grateful to be here.
So you had no knowledge that Johnny had just been traded before you made the call to Drew, or?
No, from what he told to me, like it was being orchestrated at the time that I called him. But when the deal was done, I had no knowledge that it was being done.
Darren, you, Casey Hens from WPLT in Miami. Nice to meet you. You obviously are reconnecting with Frank Smith. Can you just speak a little bit about that relationship and how much that played into it?
Frank is my guy, man. So when I got claimed off the Ravens practice squad in 2018, I got to the Raiders, and he was my tight end coach. You know, met me at the door, and one of the first things he was interested in was, what do I need as a man, like in, you know, my newfound sobriety, like whatever I need to just be solid as a human being. And then that struck me a lot. And then just his knowledge of the game, the culture that he created, not only in our room, but just with how he interacted with players, I thought was rare in coaches I had seen to that point. And you know, some of the best years of my career were with him in the room, and just some of my best football memories overall. So to be able to reconnect with him is amazing.
Darren, Al Butler from UPI. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
We've heard that you had kind of a fading passion for the game, and then you had this itch to play again. Were there specific moments last year during the season that kind of got you that itch to get back in the game?
Yeah, I feel like just like times where I watched the game. I didn't watch a ton of games last year, but when I would watch, it was just like just watching the game be played and just like being with like friends and stuff, and like they're asking me questions about what's going on in the game, and like kind of giving them some generic answers, and it's just realizing like, okay, like there's been a lot of times where I've wrestled and that joy has kind of been elusive, but I've always found moments where it came back, and it's something I have been able to experience, and I feel like that's possible this time around, and I'm already having a lot of fun just being here, being amongst these coaches, amongst the players, amongst the staff. It's already been a lot of fun.
Darren, what do you expect to bring to this team, you know, especially at your position?
I expect to bring playmaking ability. There's a lot of guys on this team that can do amazing things with the ball. I'm excited to just be a part of that group. I feel like I can bring just some wisdom and experience to not only my position room but to the team. You know, I feel like everything you probably experience, except probably winning the Super Bowl, is something that I've gone through, whether it's been drafted late, core special teams guy, suspended from the league, practice squad, starter, Pro Bowler, traded a couple times. Like, there are guys that are going through situations and going through things that may need somebody to lean on and talk to. I feel like I could be that as well, but most importantly, just somebody that does their job at a high level.
So why Miami? Is it the city, the team? Did you have connections that made you want to come here?
Yeah, just answering the question about Coach Frank Smith was a big deal of why I wanted to be here, and just seeing the way that you know they do things, like the way Mike is so like innovative, and the weapons that are on offense, and I got guys like Alec Ingold is a friend of mine from playing with him before, and how highly he speaks of just being here, not only for the team and the community. So it was somewhere I definitely wanted to be.
How would you describe your approach to blocking?
I feel like blocking is something you got to get in the mix. You got to get in there and get dirty. You know what I'm saying? I was made aware of the clip that went viral with the guy that I did the interview with the Bills, and I understand how people could probably take that a certain way of me not wanting to block. But I'm somebody that fully understands that there's dirty work that needs to be done in football, especially with all the guys that we have making plays. Like, you got to get in the mix and do things you don't want to do. I've done that numerous times in my career, so that is who I am. That's the effort I'm going to bring into blocking. It may not be just the whole game running power right behind me, but there are definitely a lot of creative ways in which I have no problem getting my hands dirty.
Darren, how would you describe the conditioning and physical transition from retirement, getting back to game shape? What's been the most challenging part?
It's a journey, man. It's just a lot of my body just being like, oh, we're doing this again, we're doing these movements again, you know, and it just takes time, you know. So it's like, you know, me and the plan that these guys have for me for training camp, it may look a lot different than a lot of guys because it is a different situation, you know. Like, I've been in shape and doing a lot of crazy different workout things in my retirement, but it hasn't been football specific movement. So there needs to be a solid foundation that's laid before you just go out there and just, because I'm going to want to go 120%. So sometimes you got to save me from myself. So, but it's definitely a grind and something that you got to respect. Know that it takes time. You can't just, have the want to and the fantasy of going out there and making plays and think it just happens in the blink of an eye. It takes time, and I'm willing to see it through.
Darren, what's the most impressive part about you being here, whether it's the sobriety, being 32, the connection with Frank Smith? What's the most impressive?
I don't know, man. I just see God's hands all over it, Like I said, retiring, it was, at that time I thought I was done and done, but, there's a lot of turns in my life and in my career where, God had different plans, and this is another one, and I'm excited to be here. Like I said, I shouldn't even have been back on a team playing ball in 2018. So for me to still be here is something that I'm extremely grateful for, and I'm definitely not going to take this opportunity for granted.
Darren, Marcel Louis-Jacques, ESPN, by the way, welcome to Miami.
Thank you.
Besides sparingly watching football last season, what have you been up to in retirement?
Quite a bit. A lot of just continued inner work that I feel like needed to be done in my life. I feel like getting sober and having a lot of successful things happen in my life fast was amazing, but I feel like that was only the tip of the iceberg as far as just me as a man and things that I needed to work on. I feel like I traveled. I went to Japan by myself for my birthday last year. My sister had a son, so I had a nephew, so I get to be around more family events like that, like friends' birthdays, being around their kids, taking my friends' kids to movies and stuff. I did a High Rocks challenge for making music, just tapping into the joy and things in my life, which I feel like has allowed me to open up space and shift my perspective to be there's a lot of joy that I've had in football too. It's done amazing things for my life, and I look back at that young inner child version of me, and I was a football junkie, you know what I'm saying? So to honor that young kid is something that I'm excited to do.
How was that High Rocks challenge? How was the High Rocks challenge for you?
It was a grind, man. I don't know if any of y'all looking to sign up or do one, but it's intense. It's just so much different than football training. I would say it's a heavy cardio base. You're doing 5 miles of running with sled pushes and sled pulls and rows and all types of wild stuff. So it was definitely a grind, but I say it kept me in shape.
Darren, going back to what you were saying about some of the things that you've been through, how do you compartmentalize sobriety, adversity, and now football to kind of, write this new chapter that you were talking about?
It's a great question. I feel like it all works together, I feel like for me to be as effective a football player I can be, I need to be sober in all ways, sober emotionally, and just continuing to do, what brought me here, continuing to put my recovery first, continuing to read, continuing to, keep a creative flow with the things that I like to do. I feel like all those things work in balance to allow me to approach the game with a full cup. A lot to give, not coming here for what I can gain, but what can I give to this team? What can I give to the fans? What can I give to whoever is tuning in and that may be looking for inspiration from somebody? So I feel like it's making sure that I'm living and I'm walking in a way where what I'm preaching is what I'm practicing. And I feel like there were times where I have weaved away from that a little bit, but I feel like in this last year, that's something where I've gotten to lock in on, and I feel like I'm able to come into this environment and be effective and stay grounded.
I know when you left the game in 2023, you were kind of thinking what am I doing out here? As you decided when you came back, how do you wrestle with the commitment factor that comes with the NFL season of, hey, I'm going to be in for just through February potentially?
I feel like a lot of that time away allowed me to reevaluate and understand that it's a full time, it's a commitment through February, and when you're coming in with a perspective of looking at all the little things that can bring you joy, I feel like it's a lot different than the way I approached the game in 2023. I had a lot of good things going on in my life, but I just don't really feel like my perspective was one as humble and as just looking for the small joys as it was maybe earlier on in my career. And that's something that's probably going to be as valuable an experience I ever had playing football as I come in now and realizing these chances aren't just, something you can go pick off a tree or just anybody gets them any given day just walking off the street, so it's something I want to take advantage of and do it with a smile on my face.
All right, that was Darren Waller basically talking why he came back, why he chose the Miami Dolphins, and what brought him back to the NFL after retiring in 2023. Next, Tyreek Hill speaks to the media.
He's going to be great for us, man. his presence was felt immediately, like once he stepped into the locker room. And some of the things he said about having that wisdom, being able to, live through, some of those experiences, what most players want to feel as far as like being an All-Pro, being a Pro Bowler, being on a winning team. He's brought that to our team. So I think it's great, man. Obviously, he's a playmaker. I think I told him this. I said, you look better than what you did when you played, because when he used to play, he used to be fetish when he played with the Raiders. But now he's like a physical unit. I'm like, bro, like, this is what I'm talking about. So I think it's great that he's on our team, man. And also, I just want to say, man, Cam, I've been watching the workout videos. You look good, bro. Hey. I've been seeing you, bro. I didn't even know you was in here until you like asked him a question. I'm like, oh no, he big time now. Sitting in the back, low key. Keep doing your thing, baby.
As far as your pursuit, you had mentioned getting 2,000 yards, which I think could fit into the offense.
Right.
How big of a goal is that for you, and what do you think that would do for this offense and for this team?
I think it'd be great, man. But at the end of the day, football is all about winning games. Being there for your team in those big moments. Those crucial downs like third down, and just being available, man, for my team, man. 2,000. I feel like that's just a personal goal that I would like for myself, but I feel like the even bigger goal for myself and then also for this team is just to win games, win playoff games, and continue to build from there, man. So
everybody remembers the final moment where you basically said you wanted out.
Yeah,
but that was the first year that you had never qualified for the playoffs.
Right.
What were the emotions going through your mind at that point?
Well, my whole life, man, I've always been a competitor, dog. My grandparents raised me that way. I enjoy winning. I mean, I know how to lose, but in those moments like that, I need to be better as a leader, and I realized that throughout this whole entire offense because ever since me and my family got here, this fan base has been special to us. Showing up to like different engagements. Whenever we meet people in the community, they've been great. So, as a leader of this team and also as a leader of this community, I just need to be better in that sense. And then just know like there are like a ton of like little kids that like look up to me as a player, as a role model. So I just got to remind myself of that. You know what I'm saying? And then just take hold of that and then own it. So that's why this year, man, I've been this whole entire offseason, I've been busting my tail. Me and my dad, I told my dad, I said, I want to see what it looks like whenever I focus just on football and I just focus on myself and family. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I really haven't been given the best version of me, of Tyreek, my whole entire career. You know what I'm saying? I've always been trying to be here, be there, but me being able to like slow down a little bit, train, and bust my tail for myself and then also for this community and this team, I feel like it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see what that version of myself looks like. So I'm looking forward to it. Today was our conditioning test, and at 31 years old, I must say I haven't lost a step. So I'm feeling great. That's all I'm gonna say.
You said, like, what does it look like when you just focus on football? You're somebody who's interested in doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
You stream, you're outside, you've got clothing company. So What does focusing on football, what does that look like?
Just being present every day on time. Like doing things extra, like catching footballs at the practice, conditioning, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm tired.
Tyreek got to show me. Because you've been saying that we got to win since he came to Miami. And that we're here to win, and that Tua is one of the best top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. It's Tyreek's year to show this, not just talk it, in my opinion.
Miami paid me to be, and what I know I can be, and my family know what I can be. So that's me in a nutshell. Like I got here through hard work, and sometimes like when you get to like a certain spot in your life where you want to be, you kind of like be like, okay, it's cool, but now like I said, like me being able to like slow down my life a lot, enjoy my kids a little bit this offseason, I realized that I got to continue to grind, man. So
how do you kind of hold yourself accountable to that and make sure you're sticking to that goal? Is there someone in the locker room who holds you accountable? Someone in your life? Like how do you make sure that?
I'm telling you what, man. Kids, dog. My sons, they be on my head. They be like, Dad, Justin Jefferson, dog. My kids are like Justin Jefferson fanatics. So they really enjoy Justin Jefferson a lot. So I was talking to my son on FaceTime last night, and his mom told me, she was like, oh yeah, one of the kids came up to him and was like, hey, you Tyreek Hill son? He was like, nah, Justin Jefferson, my dad. I'm like, so I got him on FaceTime. I'm like, so Justin Jefferson is your dad? He was like, nah, Dad. I was like, well, tell Justin Jefferson to take your ass to Disney World then. But yeah, man, like just like small reminders like that from my kids, like always like keep me, you know what I'm saying, wanting to like achieve more and, you know, continue to get better, man. Because at the end of the day, man, my whole family, like my kids, like we like play jokes with each other. So I just know it's in the spirits of just playing jokes and just having fun. So that's what keeps me hungry, man. Like just trying to continue to stay at the top. Continuing to like be that leader in my household for my kids because everything that I do on YouTube, the video that you brought up of saying I'm out, I literally heard that all off season some kind of way on YouTube Shorts because my kids stay on YouTube and I'm like I don't want to put that out there for my boys to see. So
Reach the goal at the end of the season, maybe go to Disneyland after winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You've been on teams that have done it.
Yeah.
You're so talented. How much do you feel that there's enough talent on this roster to get there?
Well, we all know talent is one thing, but when you reach this level right here, man, it's all about, you know, being disciplined and, you know, continuing to be, you know, a good brother to like one another. So the brotherhood that we shared in Kansas City was very special, you know, and we still very close to this day. So I think if we're able to do that, you know, and we take constructive criticism, we stay proactive in our meetings, and we just stay strong, and we'll be all right, man. Because everybody's talented in the NFL, you know. So if we're able to set,
where are you with the rest in terms of the recovery?
I feel great, man. Our training staff this whole entire offseason, we've been getting after it, man. So I feel great. I feel back to myself. No pain, no complaints about anything. So you won't see me slamming my helmet this offseason. I feel great.
How aware are you of what appear to be lowered expectations nationally? I saw it, like some people had the roster as the 24th best. Las Vegas has the Dolphins as the 9th best choice in the AFC. Do you feel that the team is hearing those things?
I don't believe so, man. But we try not to pay too much attention to outside noise, you know, because we control our own destiny at the end of the day. I mean, I think that's great. That people, you know, kind of put us in that underdog situation. Because if coach brings it up or whoever brings it up, our receiver coach, that makes guys even more hungry. You know what I'm saying? To get back, you know, what's ours. So we have a real nice chance to be special here this year. I think guys have matured a lot. I've matured a lot. Coach has even matured a lot. So that's awesome, man. Like, we're all growing together, having great laughs in the locker room. So we're just going to continue to build, man.
Tyreek, how much do you think of the future, both near and far? You know, next year you've got a big salary cap number. You'll be 32, but far, that's the near. Far as the Hall of Fame.
Right.
How much do you think about all of that stuff?
Well, for all I can think about is, you know, it's just this year, man. You know, I told myself, you know, I said earlier in the presser that I want to be the best version of myself. So if I'm not able to like think about, you know, moments for this year, then I feel like I be messing my own self up, man, if I'm thinking too far out, man. And as far as the Hall of Fame, that'll be great, but I don't consider myself there yet. I got a long way to go. Because to me, what Hall of Fame is could be totally different from what other people, you know what I'm saying? Hall of Famers are guys like Tom, Patrick, Deion, like those guys like that who are able to do it on the field and off the field. And that's something that I'm continuing to work on, you know what I'm saying, for myself, for my kids, and as far as my legacy, because that's legacy we talking about right there. And I want to continue to get better off the field for my teammates and then also for the community. So that's all.
That was Tyreek Hill. Like I said before, he needs to prove. He needs to play like he means it, not just talk it. So we'll see what happens in 2025. Next one is Alec Ingold. Alec Ingold. We'll see what Alec has to say. Then it'll be Bradley Chubb.
So, Alec, we talk a lot about culture change. How urgent, how necessary is the culture change around here, do you think? And what are the top 1 or 2 things that need to be done to that end?
Culture is, I think it's an abstract concept, right? Like, it's very hard to put your finger on it. I did some studying this offseason. I feel like culture really comes down to the shared character of when things are going wrong. What we can do right now during camp is manufacture that as best we can by competing, by bringing great energy, and truly pushing yourselves to that discomfort early on. I think if you can self-start that as a team, as a unit, I think that's where, over time, you'll get to see what the character of the team is, that shared continuity. A solid culture is one that people are them best selves. Their individual character is uplifted by that team culture, by the character of the entire room. So I think we got to go out and prove it. We've got a fresh start. Really excited to see how it plays out.
I want to ask you, I asked Mike at the end of the season, 2023, you guys had so much fun together. You celebrated, you enjoyed each other's company. 2024, obviously you had some adversity, but just wasn't the same. Where was the disconnect?
I think every year, every year brings its own challenges, and I don't know if you can ever really be prepared for whatever it's thrown at you until you're looking at it in the face. And last year, honestly, I don't think it was time for fun. Like, it was time to buckle down the hatches, dig a foxhole, and work. Like, that was what was necessary to go from 2-6 to 6-2. We didn't have the hot start and the excitement around us. I think we responded in a way that was necessary. So this year, obviously, we have a few years of continuity with some guys. You can see who enjoys having fun, and we can uplift those guys that way. You got other people that work really well in foxholes, and I feel like this year, whatever it's going to bring, we have to be very mindful of what happened in the past, but we can't let that hang over our heads for forever. This has to be a new team, a new year, a new season, a new group of guys who want to go out and chase it, whatever is asked of us.
Alec, I know the word Super Bowl is always the easy answer to my question, but I'll ask it anyway. What's the dividing line between a successful season and an unsuccessful season for this team?
For the team, I think, Super Bowl is that answer. I think we need to chase excellence on a daily, every day. There's power in every day that we wake up, we drive into work, we're in meetings every single day, you're watching film, you're on the practice field every day. Being excellent and chasing that, I think, allows for you to win football games in December and January. I know I sound like a coach, but that's real stuff. We just heard it's cliche for a reason, and everyone is going to be chasing that Super Bowl. So, I don't think we need to shy away from being excellent every single day to give ourselves a chance to make that run December and January, where we're all clicking, we're all available, we're doing everything we said we were set out to go chase.
What do you think? Something on motivation, self-motivation. You talk chasing excellence every day. If you need to find motivation, what is there something you do or?
I like to frame my days pretty early here. So whether that's prayer or meditation or having some quiet thoughts of how you can intentionally attack the day, I think that allows for one small win to be found early. Make your bed. Admiral McCraven, that's a great book I'd recommend to anybody looking to be excellent. Talked about making your bed and taking as much pride and ownership in making your bed, and that sets off the chain reaction to dominating your day. So anybody looking to chase excellence every day, find that one win, frame it, take note, look in the mirror, and then go chase that thing, man. It's not easy, but it's a pursuit it's worth it.
I've seen the Dolphins roster graded by a couple of websites as like 24th best in the league. I've seen Vegas has the Dolphins as like the 9th best team in the AFC. Do you feel that the team is aware of a perception of lower outcome?
I don't give a shit. Catch me in training camp. Catch these guys working. Like, they can say whatever they want to. We are going out every single day and we're working. And if people want to use that as motivation, great, good for you. If you want to have that internal drive, you want to chase excellence on your own, be a part of this team, great, whatever we need. But no, I think that noise can be great for some people and terrible for others. I really don't care.
Alec, we've got to know you. Just high character, talking about all the uplifting guys on paper. All the captains, pretty much from last year's team, are no longer in the building. How do you address that as a team, and what do you foresee your role potentially taking on, maybe helping the other guys being a former Pro Bowler and the experience that you have?
You know, roster turnover is crazy year to year. And yeah, we lost a lot of great leaders, a lot of great captains, a lot of great production, but every team goes through that. And if we can utilize some of that turnover to have fresh faces, fresh opportunities, people stepping up and coming into their own, I think we have to trust that. So I think we have the roster and the team where we need it. And it really comes down to trusting each other in those conversations. So leaders, captains, role players, scout team, like, it doesn't really matter. We all need to get on the same page, trusting each other. And that comes through great communication, through discomfortable situations. Doesn't matter. Got to hash it out. So the more we're communicating on and off the field, I think the better we're going to be as a team moving forward.
Alec, I got a couple of unrelated questions, if I can. The first one is kind of brag on yourself a little bit. The run game last year, I know it took a bit of a dive when Austin Jackson went out, but you missed a couple of games also, and you guys were under 100 yards in both of those games. What was the effect of you and AJ being out together on the run game, do you think?
I don't know, correlation or causation, I'm not really sure. I do know that a huge goal of mine this offseason, a lot of guys, is availability. That's going to be our best ability moving forward. I know that's something you can say, but, man, taking pride in our bodies and making sure we can endure the wear and tear of a season, I think that was a huge point of emphasis this entire offseason up until this point. Making sure that everybody's on the field, sharing reps, so that we're seeing things the same way. So if anybody does go down, like, knock on wood, hopefully we're 100% healthy this year. But if it happens, we have the reps built up so that there is no drop in dip or production, because our offense can operate in whatever way, inside zone, outside zone, deep passing game, play action, doesn't matter. We'll be able to find a way to win. And I think that's the key.
The other one is, I'm sorry, the other one I had was on Darren Waller. I believe you were in Oakland with him during his good years, or Las Vegas. Tell me about that acquisition. Tell us about Waller, and what do you see for him this season?
I'm so excited for you guys to meet him. He's a tight end. I was thinking about this the other day, was driving in. Like, I don't know if anybody really is ready for what he can do on the field, man. A lot of tight ends impact the game in a number of different ways, but that's one dude where I've been in game plan meetings with him, and it's get the ball 15, 20 times a game, and he's going to take it over, and he does. And I think that's a rare quality and a feat, and he's going to have his own challenges coming back, obviously. But, man, he's a great human being. He can take over games when he's humming, when he's motivated, when he's rolling, and it's been fun to see him working this offseason so far, and really excited for you guys to see him out at practice and get to know him.
What's he like as a person?
Unbelievable human. He's a one of one, very unique. I remember my rookie year, he talked to, the rookies come in and you have the symposium, and he shared his story. He was 2-3 years in the league, and the amount of vulnerability, like, that was something where I knew if I were ever in a leadership position, I wanted to be like Darren Waller. Like, he impacted our lives so much. From that one conversation, it's been great to have a friendship ever since. You guys are going to be really blessed to hang out with him, spend time with him, get to know him, and watch him play some ball.
What's the best part about, just being back in the building, having everybody here, and getting ready for another grind of a training camp?
There's excitement in the building, man. Like, I know, we're disciplined and talking about all this motivation stuff, but the excitement of football being back, it's like the first day of school. It's like seeing all your best friends after, summer break. So I think there is a lot of joy and excitement to be around each other, and I think that's what's most important. What I'm looking forward to is kind of sharing that those experiences with these guys and the opportunities to write some history this year.
I agree with everything Alec Ingold had to say. The only thing I disagree with or question is the culture change stuff. But that is yet to be seen. We need to see what happens in 2025. Now the last one. Bradley Chubb meets with the media.
Easy one to start off. What was the best part of summer?
Best part of summer, probably say my birthday, June 24th. You know, got a chance to go out to DR, kick my feet up a little bit before the work started, and you know, it was a good time.
What's the kind of feel around the building from you guys? I know there's OTAs, but is it different, or how do you describe it?
I just see everybody hungry, man. Everybody's just ready to get to work. You know, we see the outside things, and everybody has their own things they've been focusing on and coming back from. Me personally, coming back from being a year out, and everybody kind of has their own motivation. But I feel like everybody's just hungry and ready to put the work in and get things rolling.
What do you think of the Ramsey for Minka trade?
I mean, it's unfortunate when you got to let a player like that go, but it's also great when you get a great player like Minka. You know what I mean? With the same draft class and seeing all the things he's done in this league, man, I know he's going to bring it to the table here and where it all started for him too. So it's going to mean a little bit something to him. So it's dope to have him in the building, and you know, you just hate to see Ramsey go. He's a good guy. But wish him the best in Pittsburgh.
How much do you guys need that leadership in the secondary from a defensive standpoint?
Yeah, man, we just need that leadership, honestly, all over the team, man. And everybody sees it. Everybody wants to step up, be that guy. And then when you have a guy like that, like I said, that all the accolades, all the character guy he is, come into that room, it's just going to do nothing but boost everybody up around him. So it's great to, add that to the team and into that secondary as well.
I wanted to ask you about the cornerbacks. Obviously, edge rushers and quarterbacks, you guys eat together from a coverage standpoint. What's it like going into a season where basically everybody on the unit except for Cater does not have significant experience?
I mean, yeah, that's a valid question. I mean, at the end of the day, I seen the work those guys put in each and every day on the field, off the field, as men, as players. And, you know, when you see that, you understand that, it kind of takes that, oh, they haven't played. It takes that worrying away from you, you know what I mean? And you know that they're going to go to war for you. You know, I'm going to go to war for them, you know. And it's not much of they haven't played this much, they haven't did that. But, you know, you see the work, you see the determination that they put into their craft and stuff like that. And it gives you confidence in them. And when you have that confidence in them, it gives them confidence as well.
Bradley, how hungry are you to get back out there after missing?
Starving, man. It's been a long time coming. You know, OTAs was kind of just dipping the foot in, getting around the guys again, feeling that team, that camaraderie. But now training camp is going, the seasons, you see it on the horizon. It's just about taking each and every day. And that's what I miss the most about this, honestly. Like, the training camps is never fun. It sucks, you know, you're doing it each and every day, but you're doing it together. And that's what I missed about it. That's what it's all about. So I'm just excited to get back to that.
Bradley, we heard a lot the end of last season that accountability needed to be increased within the building.
Yeah.
Have any steps been taken over the course of this offseason, or has that message been sent as you guys re-enter the building?
Yeah, message has been sent. Everybody's received it. You know, we working as a team to set that standard for ourselves, for this team, and what we wanted to look like each and every day. Over the offseason, had guys texting each other, making sure we holding each other to that standard in the offseason, you know what I mean? So it's been sent for sure. The message is loud and clear, and everybody is moving accordingly.
Bradley, what's the confidence of this defense like? I mean, I know the corners aren't what they were last season going into the year, but you guys were, number 10 2 years ago, number 4 last year, like number 7 and 9 against the run. I mean, is the confidence reasonably high?
Yeah, confidence is high, man. Confidence is high. And we all, like I said, you see the dogs we got each and every day on the field, man. You see the hunger and the determination they got out there, and the fight that they want to go out there with. So the confidence is high for sure. And being under Coach Weaver's scheme for the second year, everybody's kind of like, you know, mastered the scheme. You're not just learning stuff anymore. It's kind of just going reviewing it and and putting our spin on it and mastering it the way we know how to, instead of everybody kind of learning it like I said last year. So the confidence is high, man. And everybody's out there working for it.
Bradley, what's your take on
how impactful is that second year within Weaver's system that you just spoke about?
No, it's huge. It's huge because I've been here going on 3.5 years, and it's, at the time it was multiple defensive coordinators. So having that, being able to have that turnover with the same guy, with the same language, the same verbiage, you understand how he sees the game. It's been, a full year in the system, why he's calling certain things, and it just makes you play faster and play with more confidence.
Bradley, what's your take on the national outlook, takes on this team, which is lukewarm at best?
Yeah, I mean, they talk, we do. That's what Mike's been saying, man. They talk, we do. At the end of the day, we only go out there and control what we do. The work's going to be put in each and every day. And at the end of the day, man, we're going to look up at the end of the season and see where we at.
I'm doing something on motivation, self-motivation. Last year, you're working without games in front of you. How did you, when you needed motivation, where'd you go?
I go to God, man. Put all my eggs in that basket, man. Just look to Him to guide my steps in this life, in this world. Each and every day you got to make a decision, and I've mastered the decision of perfecting myself, and seeing what I could be better at, what I need to do on this day. And at the end of the day, man, He just led my steps in each and every way, and I'm only thankful for that.
What do you think of the potential of this pass rushing group with you, Jaylen, and Chop, and maybe the possibility of you guys lining up in different spots?
Potential's through the roof. Potential's through the roof, man. It's about just putting the work in now. We got the names, we got the track record of what we've done on the field. Now it's just about putting it all together, staying on the field together, getting close with one another. Like, we're all close already, but just keeping that tight knit bond and understanding that we all need each other. You know what I mean? Me helping out Chop and Chop helping out JP and vice versa and all that is not gonna do nothing but make us better. And no egos in the room, and not even just those three guys, man. Us three guys, we got a room full of dogs, a D line with Zach and KG and the other JP. Biggers, all those guys, man. It's going to be fun just to get everybody in the mix, get moving, and see how things shake up.
What have you thought of Kenneth Grant on and off the field so far?
He carries himself in a great manner, man. You would think he's older than what he is for sure by how he just walks around, how he approaches the work, how he just asks questions, always trying to be a sponge. I can see him attached to Zach's hip all the time, just trying to learn different things because Zach's been doing it for a while, and just. A guy that I see a bright future ahead of him. As long as he keeps his head down, putting in the work, and he's a massive dude. So he got that part covered. It's just about doing it day in and day out.
Basically, Bradley Chubb is talking that they believe in the cornerback room. They believe in themselves. They don't want to listen to the outside noise. But like we know, they're looking for at least one veteran cornerback to join that room and be a starter. So if they sign a veteran cornerback during training camp, but how much is that true? Also, he's talked about the culture change. How much is that true in the terms of culture change? And supposedly the message has been delivered about the culture change. So we'll see what happens with that in terms of that. And then that's what he basically talked about. And that even though he's been injured, he has faith in himself and faith in God. And that's how he stayed positive with missing 2 seasons in a row. So that's what's up with Bradley Chubb. Guys, leave me your comments down below. What you think of the interviews, and what do you think about the Daniel Brunskill signing as a depth piece for the Miami Dolphins offensive line, because he can play all positions. Again, like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.